I'm going to dive right into how we exploded our site from 1K traffic to 20K global traffic within a short period of 8 to 6 months, and doing so without having a huge overhead by using processes, by using an online offshore team, and really using white hat SEO to really scale our traffic in a methodical and documented manner that most SEO agencies and most SEO consultants do not pay attention to. Now let's dive right into the case study. So this is one of our portfolio sites that I own. So if you don't know, my name is Marcus, and the case study is on marcusnew.com. The industry is in dating advice for men, right? So earlier on this year, I decided I wanted to scale globally, target US international traffic, and of course, market online programs to the world, right? So we had to go out of Singapore, and I needed a way to find out how do I expand my market out of Singapore. This led to white hat SEO, figuring out how to methodically execute it at scale, and how to really step by step break down each and every processes so that we don't get lost in the process. SEO is a complicated subject. There's so many moving parts, and we don't want to be like any other SEO agency or SEO consultant that just throw you monthly reports after monthly reports. We want to be transparent, and we want to be documented in our process so that you know that we're busting our ass for you, and each and every link and each and every process and each and every hire goes into helping you and your website achieve the traffic and revenue goals that you desire. So let's dive right into it. So as you can see here, this is marcusnew.com in July 2020. We were barely doing around 1K traffic, and I managed to scale it up to 20K plus traffic, so much so that we had to change our servers because we had just too much incoming traffic for the servers to handle. At the end of the day, SEO is about revenue, right? You want more traffic to your website to get more revenue, and this led to our first ever online program launches. So as you can imagine, I kind of broke the code of like generating money online, and we have $97 USD payments, like done over email. So this is literally like making money online, and of course, when it comes to global SEO, we're talking about market expansion as well. I got into SEO because I wanted more people to find my website, and I thought like my content was awesome. And as of today, the majority of our traffic is from the United States. So this means that our keywords and our pages and our websites are ranked globally. 10% is from the UK and 20% is from Singapore. And mind you, like I am Singaporean and I started in Singapore, and I literally built a website from the bedroom that I'm filming this from and just a MacBook laptop. So how did I get from 1K traffic to 20K traffic, right? Like SEO is a complicated process, and the way to do it is to break it down into a step-by-step process and really segment the different pillars of SEO and really get people on your team to actually do it, right? So I couldn't do everything in SEO because that would just be an inefficient use of my time, and hence I created processes around the 4 pillars framework so that I could hire offshore, have more cost efficiency when it comes to my business, and of course have these processes replicated across every single part of my business, right? So this means that I could train staff at any point of time. I could just hop on Upwork or hop on any online hiring platform and onboard staff, train them, get them up to speed in a couple of weeks, and have them executing all these processes for me whilst I focus on the growth activities, right? So what are the 4 pillars framework when it comes to white hat SEO? So the first one you have is technical site audit, content audit, and keyword research. The second is customer research, content strategy, and pillars. Third is white hat link acquisition at scale, and fourth is transparent link documentation, analysis, and reporting. Without this 4 pillars framework, you won't be able to execute SEO in an efficient and documented manner. At the end of the day, like I've mentioned, you want to segment SEO into 4 different pillars so that you can have different staff, local or offshore, on board and execute these processes together, so that you entirely make up the entire SEO process, and I'll show you in a bit. So as you can see, this is the SEO team, and for this project I played the role of an SEO lead. As you can see, for other projects I hire out SEO leads and train them up, whether they are local and offshore or offshore, and then we have the other 4 components of SEO really broken down into processes. First, you have technical audit, which is I was doing this role when I was building up this project, but it can be offshore for around $10 to $15 an hour as long as you have the processes to actually, you know, guide the SEO consultant to actually execute on that process, or the SEO freelancer, right? Then you have the web researchers, which is Offshore. I only use Offshore positions for this. It'll cost you around $6 to $8 per hour. And then you have the outreach manager, which will cost you around $10 to $15 an hour. I also only offshore this position. And then you have content writers that can cost up to $20 to $80 an hour. Content is a huge part of SEO, and good content really pays, and good content is really worth it, right? So you really want to get the top writers in when it comes to your SEO efforts, and this is why sometimes I take in local content writers as well, and of course there's talent to be found offshore as well. Right, so let's talk about pillar 1, right? Site audit, content audit, keyword research, and what it is about. So site audit is technically just, you know, making sure your site functions healthily, when it comes to the site maps, when it comes to servers, when it comes to site speed, when it comes to links, when it comes to HTTPS, hosting issues, UI UX issues, and just keeping your website healthy and really is fully functional as a whole, right? And you know, to give you an example, you know, our site, because we scaled past 20k traffic, the old host couldn't survive the onslaught of traffic, and we had to switch hosts midway to an American international host. So this is one of the issues that websites can face when it comes to site audits and when it comes to technical SEO. There's no point having, you know, links and traffic to a site that isn't working properly, right? And this is why technical SEO audits are important. I mean, I've managed SEO projects where when I took over the site is broken, with broken themes, broken sites, and plugins. This will indirectly disrupt your SEO efforts as you go along. You want your website to be technically sound before doing any changes, or driving traffic to it, or publishing more content on it, right? There's no point having a website that is functioning below 80 to 90% before driving traffic to it. So let's talk about the SEO audit checklist. You know, so we have the findability checks, whether they can be found in Google, site architecture checks, whether the site is architectured properly, URL friendliness, on-page SEO, SEO link equity tests. You have the Google Search Console audit, and then internal and backlink issues, whether you have, you know, spammy backlinks or negative SEO done to your site, and you have the social media checks as well, just making sure that you have the right social media profiles up. You know, social media is an indirect SEO ranking factor today, and the tools we use for technical SEO audit is Ahrefs Site Audit and Screaming Frog. And as you can see here, we do pull through data from our websites and really go through every single website one by one, taking a look at each URL, each page, and really diagnosing the title text in it, to look at the on-page SEO, to look at the page load time, to look at the length of the content, and to really break it down from a technical perspective, whether that there is if there is a necessary change that's needed to be done on the particular post or page itself. And of course, you know, Ahrefs is a really powerful tool. I use Ahrefs more and more often now, and just really plugging it into the site audit tool in Ahrefs really gives you an overlook on whether your site is performing when it comes to speed wise, when it comes to UI UX experience, when it comes to mobile friendliness, and all that good stuff, right? Like Ahrefs has really done a great job in, you know, really building out this tool. They're able to check for H1 errors, H2 errors, and a lot of the technical SEO audits that, you know, could only be checked from more technical tools such as Screaming Frog, right? So let's run through keyword research now, right? So keywords make up, you know, a huge part of SEO, because, you know, we want to be ranking for keywords that there's traffic to. Is a no-brainer. This is where keyword research comes in. We take a look at competitors, we take a look at your market, and we map out keywords to your content, right? So by looking at competitors, it gives you keyword ideas and keyword gaps, right? There might be some keywords that your competitor is researching, and I mean, it's already ranking for, and you're not ranking for, and that's keyword opportunity, right? And then we also take a look at your current keyword rankings from Google Analytics and Google Search Console, and these are the kind of like the low-hanging fruits that we can determine in the later parts of of our SEO campaign, to actually target these pages, to optimize them, to maybe look at like fix UI UX errors, to drive white hat links to, so that you can increase your rankings, right? And this is actually done from Google Analytics and Google Search Console. And of course, Ahrefs do provide a keyword ranking tracking tool as well that we can leverage on in later in our process. And then now let's take a look at so the second pillar of White Hat SEO is content pillars, customer research, and architecture, right? So there is a huge misconception when it comes to SEO that all you have to do is to publish content or to have really awesome content, and then you automatically convert your traffic into customers, and that's actually a misguided perception. At the end of the day, people that are searching for your content are people that have pain points. They're looking for solutions. They're looking for own end goals, and they have their own skepticism when it comes to content on the internet. And this is why you have to do customer research, right? You have to come up with a refined marketing statements and tie this in and tie all of this in into our content audit, and to really map out our site architecture, and to really dive deep into like content and copy, right? Creating more content pillars, removing thin content, and rewriting current content. Of course, this is also part of on-page SEO in our on-page SEO process, where we really look at if your content really matches the user query, and of course, and after that, we map out the site architecture with keyword research. And so as you can see here, for a 20k traffic website that's pulling global traffic, we do quite a bit of keyword research. Looking at data points, low competition keywords, mapping them out to the current pages, and really going through an entire SEO audit. And this is the part where I want to focus on, right? And as you can see here, we are targeting for main topics here, and then we have the main keyword to target. We track the US traffic, we track the global traffic, and then we really dive right into keyword difficulties and secondary keywords. And ultimately, when it comes to on-page and content audits, we really go in step by step to really find out what the user is really looking for, right? Like by googling the keyword itself, we are able to take a look at the top sub results and to really find out what the user is looking for, and really map out the content that's supposed to be published on the website through to the user query, right? This is what I mean by content being a pillar of our White Hat SEO process. And let me dive deeper into customer research. And I've played an SEO backend role for a financial education website before. I was working as an employee for this website, and one of the things that came to mind was that their copy and their content was really technical, and we could increase our leads flow just by tweaking a couple of stuff on the copy, on the content, and really diving right into the customer's mind, right? Which is the customer hope, fears, and objections, right? So let me give you an example, right? Most people are not looking to learn how to invest or really pay attention to technical terms such as factor investing, stocks, options, and all this financial jargon. But what the customer really wants is really an outcome, right? And what's their pain points, right? Perhaps a 45-year-old male in Singapore is looking to retire early. 39-year-old female with two kids is looking for a dividend portfolio so that she can sustain a lifestyle without working 9 to 5. So these are the pain points of the customers, and it's not really wanting to learning how to invest or wanting to learning more financial technical terms. So this is really, really important when it comes to customer research. And just to name you an example, most of you watching this are not looking for SEO. You're looking to increase your revenue. You're looking to increase your traffic to your website, right? And this is why customer research is extremely important. And we can never ever sell the vehicle before selling the end goal, right? So, for example, we would our content has to address early retirement, dividend portfolios, and then relating that to the vehicle, which is maybe value investing REITs, right? And for the SEO case, you are looking to increase your traffic, you're looking to increase your revenue, and I am tying it to White Hat SEO, right? Which is the vehicle of that process. Okay, so let's move on to the content audit, and this is something that I've mentioned just now that I've used an example where we map out competitor research, we map out content and keyword gaps, the content calendar, and really mapping everything out to a site architecture and having an overview of how your website would actually flow and actually work in the SEO campaign itself. And then let me talk about link acquisition at scale, right? No matter what all other SEO agencies or consultants tell you or marketing executives tell you, white hat links are going to move the needle. Links are going to move the needle in your SEO campaign, right? There's no way about it. I've spent years, finagling around site architecture, on-page SEO, keyword research, keyword density, and all the technical SEO jargon that you can think of. And the thing that really exploded my site from 1K to 20K traffic is actually white hat links, right? And white hat link acquisition is actually the hardest part about SEO because most people just don't know how to break it down the process. Most people just don't know how to really hire out an offshore team and really train top performers from all around the world to execute your campaigns behind the scene without doing everything by your own, right? And actually getting them to work together as a team to actually build out this SEO white hat links, right? So let's take a look at the first principle of link acquisition at scale, right? Which is documentation and anchor text selection. So I have the SEO lead audit every single link that comes through. We have to pay attention to SEO to the anchor text, document each and every link so that it's transparent and you really know what you're doing and you really can track progress this way. And of course, like I've mentioned, custom outreach is done using local and offshore SEO team. And of course, there will be blogger fees. There will be cost for content when you place on another site. There will be link insertion costs, and of course, we do link insertion placements as well. And we repurpose each and every relationship with multiple placements, right? So this is done using a custom SEO outreach team, right? And of course, for local SEO, I wouldn't recommend doing a custom outreach unless you're building a huge site, such as the financial education site that I was working for. We were at 7 figures, and it would be wise to actually build up a custom outreach process. But for local SEO, I would actually highly recommend just going through white hat link brokers because this way you don't have to train out an entire SEO team. And let me show you the back end of my training processes, right? So this is collated after months. So as you can see here, whenever I hire someone, I just pop them into these tutorials that I've done, this step-by-step tutorials that I've really done and collected through the years of just building up the entire process, and so that whenever I hire someone, my SEO team can be trained up within a week and they know exactly what to do, and we can get up to speed within a week, right? So this would fall under the custom outreach umbrella. And for most local SEO, local websites that's targeting a local audience, I wouldn't recommend using a custom outreach team because that would be just too much time and effort unless you have an expert SEO consultant, with equity in your team. But I wouldn't recommend it. I would actually go for the white hat link brokers with an SEO lead that audits, selects the anchor text and documents each and everything link coming through. And as you can see, this is the custom outreach team that I've mentioned just now. This is my own process, and I've came up with it just to address every single scenario and to see what are the overlapping relationships between each and every team member, and really getting everybody to work together like a gel to actually come up with a white hat SEO link process, right? And of course, as you can see, like my team is well trained with link acquisition decision theory, so that we remove the human element when it comes to white hat SEO link building, so that each and every one of my team member knows exactly what to do with every single lead that comes through, and how to place on each and every website, right? And of course, when it comes to link acquisition, we have the variable of anchor text as well. So anchor text would mean what's the words that make up the link of the content to your website. And you always hear of this of Google penalties, right? Why people get into Google penalties is because they abuse the anchor text. For example, if you want to rank for swimming classes in Singapore, you would the wrong way to do it would be to go out and to spam the anchor text, swimming classes Singapore, so much so that Google detects that you are not building links naturally and you're actually using a negative SEO tactic, and you get penalized for the link, right? I mean, you get penalized for this negative strategies, right? The fourth pillar is actually link documentation, analysis, and reporting. And why do we do this? Is because we really want to document every single cost, every cost of single link built. We also want to document the cost of content, document the cost of each and every task, basically. And this is why we have custom reports on keyword rankings tracked using Google Analytics, Google Search Console, and Ahrefs. And we really, really want to be transparent in this process because I know that most SEO agencies and most SEO consultants or most marketing consultants, they're just sending you a monthly report. You don't know the quality of your links. You don't know what's going on behind the links, right? And behind the processes. And as an agency and as an SEO consultant, I really want to be transparent with you. I really want to show you that I am and my team is busting my ass for you every single day by doing outreach, by doing SEO really, really the right way and as the right way, right? And as you can imagine, white hat SEO really takes up a lot of effort, as you can see from the processes that I've shown you, but it really, really works. And that's how I explode my site from 1K to 20K global traffic. I have keywords and I have pages, ranked on the planet, right? Globally, right? So, I mean, if you're looking to engage us for SEO, local SEO services, I'm pretty sure it would be a no-brainer. So let me dive right into the project management process that I have came up with that makes this entire process possible, right? So with this project management process, we have transparent client agency relationship management, we have transparent monthly reports, transparent monthly keyword traffic reports, transparent documented content copywriting costs, transparent documented link acquisition costs, right? And let me give you a look at what's a peek behind what is like when it's documented in my on projects. As you can see here, right, this is my team members with different names, and we really come up with a step-by-step process and really pull through data across different sheets so that each and every team member really knows what they're doing down to the T, so the efficiency is not wasted. And of course, we do document down each and every link that comes through, each and every link opportunity that comes through. As you can see here, I mean, it looks complicated, but honestly, like, this is just I just came up with a process to really project manage different variables when it comes to SEO white hat link building, and really having different team members and training different team members to really fit in the process so that we can really audit each and every white hat link that comes through, negotiate each and every link that comes through, and really make sure that we really know what we're doing when it comes to white hat SEO in a step-by-step process, right? So like I mentioned, why all the effort and why all the documentation and why all the processes, right? So let me talk a little bit about white hat SEO and about link building culture amongst the SEO link agencies all around the world. Actually, Google has updated their algorithm time and time again, and they are going to continue to update their algorithm, and they are going to continue to penalize websites that do not acquire white hat links properly, right? And just by researching my competitors and researching the SEO space in Singapore, I know that most SEOs are not building links the right way, even for huge websites. And there's no debate around this. White hat SEO stand the test of time, right? With Google's constantly updated algorithm, you do not want to worry about SEO 6 months down the road. You really want to get the first principle of building the website right, getting traffic right, and really building everything right from ground up so that you do not get penalized down the road 6 months down the road, right? And you really want to build up your website like an asset for you. I mean, internet traffic is valuable, and if you're able to scale out your internet traffic, and I'm pretty sure you're able to scale up your revenue, it's just a matter of time, right? And project management allows us to have a clear client agency relationship so that that we are busting our butts for you with transparent costs and links documented. And project management also offers a clear direction if you wish to scale your search engine traffic with a clear and systematic approach to tackle new keywords, new content, month on month, year on year. And lastly, project management offers your SEO team, or rather, if you hire us, our agency working for you, to have increased economies of scale in the specialized tasks that each and every team member perform. Like I've mentioned, I've trained my SEO team, and I have a documented process to really train up any freelancer in any parts of the world within 1 or 2 weeks to repeatedly do a specialized SEO task. And this way we can have increased economies of scale, right? Okay, so lastly, I just want to end off by saying SEO is one of the best ways to grow your revenue and traffic. And I know, like, everyone's obsessed about paid traffic and everyone's obsessed about funnel building these days, but SEO is really one of the key fundamentals. Google has one of the best platforms in the world, and the more you invest in your SEO, the more your website becomes an asset for you and your business. And I'm here to tell you that you can grow your company's revenue predictably with white hat SEO.